Attention business owners, have you already filed for your employee retention credit with the IRS? As reported in a major financial paper, the IRS will be slowing down ERC checks. You could now be waiting several months to a year plus to get your ERC money. We can help you get it within 10 days. As long as you've already filed for your ERC with the IRS, we can advance you the money. Finance ERC has already funded millions of dollars in ERC money. You don't need to wait to get your money. We can get it to you within 10 days. Again, if you've already filed your employer retention credit, we can help you get the money in your bank account within 10 days from today. But you need to call right now while time is on your side. Here's our number. Not available in all states.
800-570-7651. 800-570-7651. 800-570-7651. That's 800-570-7651.
Life insurance is one of those things that just about everybody needs, but few people actually have. Hey, if you die unexpectedly without life insurance, guess what? You'll leave your family with even a bigger mess. Life insurance will help replace your family's income. It'll help cover burial expenses. Life insurance can even help pay off debt like credit cards and medical bills. Life insurance can even pay for college. And if you own a business and you die, life insurance can help your business from collapsing. It can even help cover estate taxes. Life insurance has never been more affordable and needed. Plus, you can always shop around even if you have a plan and save some money. So call the Life Insurance Quote Line right now for free pricing information.
800-932-3721. 800-932-3721. 800-932-3721. That's 800-932-3721.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go and pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-708-3092. 800-708-3092. That's 800-708-3092.
I'm proud to be an American.
This is the Patriot Pastor Maisel Duncan, and if you're looking for small projects like porches, patios, walkways, or even large projects like foundation work, Patriot Concrete is there for you. Cameron Lee, 423-215-6365. We've used Cameron for many projects at Appleton Baptist Church, and he and his team are awesome. That's 423-215-6365. These are all veterans that served our country. Let them serve you. Patriot Concrete is there for you.
Hello, my friends. This is Maisel Duncan, and welcome back to the Maisel Duncan Show. 2 Chronicles 7:14 says, "If my people who are called by my name humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I'll hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land." 2 Chronicles 7:14 is a great word. This is a devotional prayer guide. If my people, I highly recommend it. It's got some good stuff in it. Well, today we got a couple of things to talk about. This is a shortened version, a morning session here, April 2nd. Just felt I need to bring a couple of things to your attention, especially with the border. But before we do, let me give some props to Caitlin Clark and the Iowa ladies. They defeated LSU last night. I don't know if you heard.
That's a 40-point game tonight. 40 points, 12 assists, 7 rebounds. 13th career 40-point game for the all-time leading scorer in Division I history.
And that is Caitlin Clark and the Iowa ladies took out LSU, and she had another 40-point game. It was huge. Now, the interesting thing, I just thought I'd bring to your point now, Jolene Carter is a big, huge LSU fan. So, Jolene and Mike, sorry to tell you this, but I don't know if you heard this. I did not know this, but LSU's team leaves court before the national anthem. Iowa trounces them anyway in NCAA tourney. Caitlin Clark has 41 points and hits 9 of 3 3-pointers. But the story I just thought I'd mention, the LSU girls left the court early on Monday night before the national anthem played in the NCAA NCAA women's basketball tournament in Albany, New York. They did not wait on the court for the national anthem. The Iowa Hawkeyes stood on the court alone while the national anthem was played. It's called Class, my friends, Class. And you go look at the video, the only team on the court is Iowa. LSU would not come on the court for the national anthem. So I say salute to Iowa and salute to Caitlin Clark. And hate to say it, funny thumbs to LSU, and very, very disappointed to know that they have done that. Quickly, good news. Trump posts bond in New York civil fraud case, preventing seizure of his assets. We'll talk about that later at 3 o'clock today on the Patriot Pastor Show. Also, 38 chaplains have asked the Supreme Court to stop U.S. military from punishing faith. This is something I'll talk about later at 3, but I thought I'd briefly mention dozens of U.S. military chaplains have joined together to challenge what a report in the Federalist describes as a military decision to punish their faith. And it does seem like more and more when a Democratic commander-in-chief gets put in charge, you see officers being replaced and you see people of faith being overlooked or somehow denounced. Well, the case Alvarado versus Austin is pending before the U.S. Supreme Court, and Justice John Roberts has concerns the decision by the Department of Defense to continue defying the 2023 National Defense Authorization Act that rescinded the military's COVID shot mandate. The DoD continues to violate the law by failing to rescind its punishments of conscientious objectors. And being a non-vaxxer myself, I identify with these folks. And so if you are someone that, for religious reasons, say, I don't want to take the shot, I don't want it in my body, because one, you won't tell us what's in it. When you give us a blank piece of paper front and back and saying, hey, just trust the government, I don't think so. Especially all the health concerns, all the depression, suicides. I mean, this thing has not been a healer in any stretch of the imagination. So you got 38 chaplains now interceding on behalf of the military. We'll talk about that more at 3 o'clock today. But the thing I wanted to focus on quickly is the border. I don't know if you've heard, but we're having border issues. And here is Senator Johnson from Louisiana.
In opening up the southern border, and that's clearly what President Biden and the Democratic Party has done, he and they have clearly summoned spirits that they can't control.
Yes, definitely.
As best we can tell, about 9 million people, 4 Nebraskas, have come into the United States. And we do not have the slightest idea who they are.
That's true. 9 million plus is now under Biden's watch what has crossed the border. Many are concerned. And the Biden administration created a border crisis, and now they can't seem to solve it. There's a lot of folks that, and if you remember, one of Biden's own people that was at the border, she testified in Congress, this is almost 2 years ago, that there's over 85,000 children missing. That was when his first 14 months of being in office. 85,000 children that came into this country are missing. They have no idea where they were. Let's just say that's an average per year. Okay, that's almost 300,000 children. And that's on the low end estimate, my friends. It's very concerning about the southern border.
Judge laid a big Easter egg yesterday, releasing more than 70 migrants who were rounded up after that riot that we all saw at the El Paso border involving the Texas National Guard. Joining me now is Chad Wolf, former DHS Secretary and Executive Director of AFPI. Chad, great to see you. I mean, with judges like this, you don't need Mayorkas. I mean, and apparently you were telling me in the commercial break, there are a lot of judges that have done this, that come from liberal-oriented cities that are releasing migrants just as quickly as Mayorkas is.
Yeah, obviously this is a disappointing ruling because what we see here is actually the state of Texas trying to impose some consequences, some deterrence in the system as they see thousands of folks streaming across that border. And so when they actually take the step to arrest these individuals and get them before a court, the last thing that you want to see is that the judge is dismissing them because the district attorney there evidently was not ready to start those detention hearings of some sort. So it's a disappointing ruling. I wish that, the district attorney had been able to present the case better, but that the judge indicating the kind of really the seriousness of the situation would not just release these folks on their own recognizance, which is what he did.
Now think about this. We've been hearing about the judgeships, and Justice Roberts was very blatant. It's about almost 5 years ago, saying judges don't represent parties. We represent justice. I think that's out the window. Okay. I believe it's very obvious that when you vote for a president or you vote for a governor, you're putting them in the power of putting judges in key parts of the state or the nation. Savvy? Keep that in the back of your mind. When you're voting, you are allowing someone to, and his team, if you will, put judges into power, and they make decisions that impact us all. And for this left-leaning judge to just completely, these guys broke the law, they were arrested. What message does that send to children? What message does it send to other folks around the country? And what message does it send to folks that are trying to come in illegally? It's not a good message. And I think the judge is messed up. But it doesn't just stop there. As you guys know, we're finding out more and more details about Biden administration and the secret flights. Now, we had that happen here in Chattanooga. Wasn't too long back. Biden flew a bunch of kids in. Now, Brandon Lewis, a buddy of mine, broke the story. And they flew him in the middle of the night, took him down to Temple University, the closed old Christian college. The kids were in dormitories. They put up black visqueen so no one would know or be able to see clearly what's going on. All of a sudden, reports of sexual abuse of children was coming to light. So what? In the middle of the night again, they loaded up the kids in matching outfits like when they came in, and they flew them out of the country. Nobody knows where they are. But Chattanooga, now labeled a smart city, now receiving funds from the World Economic Forum. I'm from Chattanooga, and I know this to be a fact. Go check it out. Chattanooga is labeled a smart city. We are now a part of the World Congress. We have a representative that we don't get to vote on, and we are now receiving funds from the World Economic Forum. But we had a moment that there may be others we didn't catch where children were flown into this city in matching outfits, placed in an abandoned dormitory. Some were sexually abused, and when it came to light, instead of dealing with it, they put them on a plane, they flew them out again. There's a problem. There's a problem. Check out what Fox News said.
Migrant flights. Brand new analysis showing the previously undisclosed cities where the White House flew in 386,000 illegal immigrants from unknown countries. This all happening between October of 2022 and this past February. 326,000 of them went through Miami. Second on the list is Houston. No secret that governors Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott are two of President Biden's biggest critics. Florida Congressman Corey Mills joins me now. Congressman, 90% of illegal migrants flown by President Biden in this secret flight issue thing that Biden did were to Governor DeSantis and Governor Abbott states. Is that merely a coincidence?
Well, not at all, Todd. And you know all too well that this is an attempt to retaliate against red states. You know, the governor here in Florida, as well as for in Texas, have continued.
90% were flown to Texas and Florida. That's an attempt to flip red states purple or blue. You'll not convince me otherwise.
I'm proud to be an American.
This is the Patriot Pastor Maisel Duncan, and if you're looking for small projects like porches, patios, walkways, or even large projects like foundation work, Patriot Concrete is there for you. Cameron Lee, 423-215-6365. We've used Cameron for many projects at Appleton Baptist Church, and he and his team are awesome. That's 423-215-6365. These are all veterans that served our country. Let them serve you. Patriot Concrete is there for you.
Hey, listen, are you a 50-year-old person looking for term life insurance? Then you need to talk to Bob. Bob specializes in helping people find $1 million or more of term life insurance for a couple of $100 a month. Look, you need to know there's a price war in the term life insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call Bob, and he'll shop and see how much money he can save you. Look, this could be the last term life insurance policy you ever have. Your rates are guaranteed for the next 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rates for the next 20 years. And if you're a smoker or your health is not perfect, Bob has great rates for you too. So for $1 million of term life insurance coverage for a couple of $100 a month, call Bob right now. 800-957-6062. 800-957-6062. 800-957-6062. That's 800-957-6062. Paid for by Term Direct.
This is the Patriot Pastor Maisel Duncan. I want to introduce to you one of our new sponsors, University Motors of Chattanooga. Kevin Bloom is a great patriot, and University Motors of Chattanooga. My wife's car was bought there, and now my car. I trust him enough that I do business with them. 423-713-5800. NugaUsedCars.com. That's NugaUsedCars.com. And tell them the Patriot Pastor sent you.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you use insulin or have had hypoglycemic events, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-803-3771. 800-803-3771. 800-803-3771. That's 800-803-3771.
Hey guys, Maisel Duncan. I am back, and thank you guys for listening. We are carried by Street Level America and Heartbeat USA Radio. We're also covered at 3 to 6 p.m. live on SGM Radio in Alabama and the Freedom Network in New Jersey, and salute to them. I was talking quickly about the immigration crisis we're having in our country, and this again is what Senator Johnson said from Louisiana.
In opening up the southern border, and that's clearly what President Biden and the Democratic Party has done. He and they have clearly summoned spirits that they can't control.
Yeah, they've summoned spirits that they can't control. Now, what's interesting is James Carville, the former Clinton strategist that, remember, it's the economy, stupid. He's kind of retired, but James Carville warns Democrats that young minority voters are leading them in droves. And this is Carver, the LSU gentleman. That's a lip-lock liberal, but see what he's got to say and see what you think.
I've been very vocal about this. It's horrifying. Our numbers among younger voters, particularly younger blacks, younger Latinos, or whatever younger, I don't like that, younger people of color, particularly males. We're not shedding them. They're leaving in the droves.
They're leading in the droves. Did you hear? This is James Carville. It's the economy, stupid. Check out what he's saying.
We're not shedding them. They're leaving in the droves.
They're leaving in the droves, meaning that if they're leaving the Democrats, they're heading one of two directions, either Kennedy or Trump, most likely. And the bigger option is, of course, Donald Trump, who has Make America Great Again, and the exact opposite policy of Biden. Biden's opened the border. Trump has closed the border. So you've got to see something's clicking when you have minorities. I think they were banking on the minorities saying, hey, we think what you're doing is great. But I think this judge, as I mentioned before, in El Paso, the judge orders the release of illegal immigrants who stormed the border and rioted against the National Guard. On Easter Sunday, El Paso Magistrate Judge Hermato Acosta ordered the release of a large group of illegal immigrants accused of participating in a violent encounter with National Guard troops. It's on video, so I don't know why I use the word accused other than it's some kind of legal term. But I move on. The incident, which took place March 21st, has been described by authorities as border riots. Now, for him to use Easter Sunday to release them, many feel that was a mockery not just of justice, but of what Easter is all about, much like Biden chose to use that day to celebrate a lifestyle many Christians find anti-biblical. The Gateway Pundit previously reported that hundreds of illegal aliens from Africa, Central America, Colombia, and Venezuela made a rush for the border in El Paso, Texas, after they were pushed south of the Constantina Wire in the middle of the night by the National Guard. Okay, the illegal breach overwhelmed National Guard members and made a rush for the border. And so many of them were arrested. And Austin authorities in Texas have been arrested 70 migrants who broke through a line. Now, it actually was close to 300 people. So that means that they arrested 70. They believe 230 or more got away. Savvy? So this is doing this, the judge has just told all the others, come on. And so you're seeing a lot of frustration in the minds and the hearts and the eyes of the people, because they feel like the laws aren't working. And then when you're saying, well, how's our Congress doing? Are they able to deal with this? This is what happens in Congress. See what you think.
Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Will the gentleman yield for a question?
No, I will not yield to one of your stupid questions that are always attacking me and attacking President Trump.
How about a mediocre
question? No, I don't
question?
want it. I do not want
an
your
excellent question.
No.
A smart question.
No, my time.
An intelligent question.
You have no smart or intelligent questions.
As much as I like Marjorie Taylor Greene, I like what she said. That's what they're doing. They're bickering like children. Okay? Like children. I feel like she should say, I know you are, but what am I? I mean, this is the Congress of the United States. And the Democrat is allowed to continue to badger when someone else has their time to talk. Why wasn't the mic turned off? Why was he allowed to continue? What do they do up there? Do they get anything accomplished other than some secret meetings? You know, it just seems like the same. You go up to Congress with all your good intentions and maybe some great virtues and values. But at the end of the day, you're roped into believing these three things. One, you've got to wait till almost the last second to pass any financial legislation so no one can read it, and it justifies all the pork spending. Just make sure you somehow get your cut of the pie. That's what it looks like. They do not follow the financial protocols. They're supposed to get things approved through committee and in sections. Instead, they bring this emergency omnibus bill, and then they always use this term, we don't want to keep kicking the can down the road. Yeah, you do. The last 30 years, that's all you've done. Both sides are play the game. The second thing they do, outside of blowing up the budget and pretending to have that, the second thing they do is they look for moments to get clickbait. They're more worried about getting likes and clickbaits than they are accomplishing legislation. And the third thing, this is my noticing, you see power building, power structure, and you start seeing one or two or three on each side. It's like a deal. Okay, you're gonna be a lifer. You're gonna be here, like Pelosi's and the Mitch McConnells, and we're gonna make sure you stay up here for you capitulate, join the uniparty, and you're gonna be a lifer. You're gonna be in. We'll make sure you don't lose an election. That's what it looks like. I don't know. Well, guys, this is the Patriot Pastor Mason Duncan. I'll be back at 3:00. This was just a small take, especially what's going on at the border. I also want to congratulate Caitlin Clark in Iowa, and I also want to denounce LSU for not doing the Pledge of Allegiance. I think shame on you is very much deserved. And let's see what happens. And don't forget tomorrow, they're calling for that, or actually tonight, that great storm, and it's going to blow through. If you go look at the storm weather trackers, the hurricanes, the tornado, all the stuff that they're calling for is following the path of the eclipse coming on the 8th. I kid you not. You can go to different weather apps, but the one we looked at today in my men's study group, it's called My Radar. You can get My Radar app, the free one, and then you can put on there, follow the coming eclipse, the storm pattern with the coming eclipse. Man, it is spot on. Kind of cray-cray. We'll talk about that today at 3. God bless, Godspeed, my friends. And just remember, you have a vote, you have a voice. Use it.